Hello everyone, this is Jack and welcome back to my Terrablox devblog. This week I'll be showing you some graphic stuff and some tiny bits of UI stuff, so hope you enjoy. So here we go. I'll point out the obvious. Clouds. Yep, they're everywhere, and they are sort of procedurally generated as well. There is a script to handle their shape and stuff. Oh yeah, and a zombie. This is another skin that Daddy-O made, so I thought I'd use it. It's the only new one we got. And yeah, basically clouds, they're made up of cubes, just like the world. They're not exactly level with the world, but yeah. And they're all transparent, so from a distance, clouds look thinner along the edges and like thicker in the middle. So they're a bit more natural, as you can go inside them. And yeah, this is using the proper version of the texture pack I was using before, because apparently last time I was using an old one. So yeah, clouds are pretty cool, and you can go up in them as well. So this is basically the same as that cliff, but yeah. And another thing I've added is, so I'll get out of that, pausing the game. So you can just do that now and move your mouse around. And you also have the inventory. So I fixed, so this has the full block index now, and you can move stuff around inside the inventory and put new stuff that you want to use. Like I've got all the coloured blocks as well now. And clear up some of this grass. And you can place stuff. Yeah, and that's pretty much all I've done this week that I can actually show you. I mean, most of it's behind the scenes code crap. And actually, what I will show you is I'll show you the planet with the clouds, because the clouds wrap around the planets as well. So that's worth seeing. So I'll show you that now. So here we are on a planet, and I'll show you more of the clouds in a second. I just want to point out something else, and that's this. So the reason this is happening is that it isn't a seamless map. Like, this map is just one I've grabbed before, and it doesn't match up at the edges, but it still works as a planet. So yeah, that's why this weird stuff's happening. And clouds. See, I don't know if I can get a good view of them from anywhere. It's difficult to tell that they're wrapping around the planet, but I assure you they are. And they're moving really slowly as well, so that kind of makes it hard to see. Let's get up here. Oh yeah, that's another thing that I think is quite cool. It was better from up there, wasn't it? Yeah, shadows on the waters, they move with the ripples. I mean, I suppose that's to be expected, but I thought I didn't realise that would happen when I put the waves in, but it's quite cool. And you can't actually see it from here. But yeah, clouds. They're moving that way. I don't know if I can demonstrate it that well here, but basically, at the moment when a cloud hits the terrain, it just moves straight through it. Yeah, here we go. Look, that's quite a big cloud, and it's just going straight through the hill. In the future, I want clouds to be like physical, so they'd either roll over mountains, like go upwards and over the top of them, or they'd sort of split and go around the sides. It's just, the only issues with that are, speed, really. I mean, it's obviously possible, and I think it'll look cool. Like when you get like really big maps, and you can see through this sort of distance, and you had like a mountain going up like that, really huge thing. Just seeing huge clouds trying to smash against it, I think would be quite cool. So yes. Also, you'll notice this bug is still in, where it's not looking at the block properly. So like, that looks like it's looking at the top block, but it's actually the one below it. And I have made some progress in fixing that. And I'll just reload the game to show you it. You know, I've got like some debug stuff that shows what's actually happening. So I'll bring that up and explain it to you. Okay, so this probably looks weird at first glance. It's just a ton of cubes, but each one of these cubes actually represents a cell that the raycast is traveling through. So yeah, it's not checking like tons of tiny little points and tiny little increments. It's actually scanning through entire cells, and it knows the distance to each other cell, which makes it really fast. But as you can see, even though the world is curving, has some curvature, this raycast is still straight, which is why we get this problem, because it's pointing directly at that, because it still sees the world as flat. So the way I've been trying to fix this is by trying to trick it. So because the world is moving, downwards the further away it is, we need to make the raycast curve upwards to compensate for that. So that's what I've got here, and I've assigned it to shift. So as you can see here, look, that's flat, that's trying to trick it. And this doesn't actually have an effect yet, but let's see if we can try and test this out. So yeah, that block is realistically there. Let's just try and get flat here. Yeah, so if I actually look at it here and then hold down shift, so that point where the blocks are now up there, it should technically be hitting the right place there. So I've yet to implement that to actual selection, but yeah, that's some sort of progress there. Oops. Wow, the inner workings. Let's get that back up. Okay. So yeah, I'll try and get that implemented soon, because without that you can't really edit in the world very well, because you just, I mean, you can do it, it's not perfect. Oh yeah, and see if I can get this up. You can, oh, I've already got it. So there's no water physics yet, but I'm going to make it so you can just place water blocks like that. So you can still play around with them. One thing I do have to do with them though is that if you have a water block and then put another water block on top of it, it doesn't know that it's got a water block on top of it. So you get this weird effect. So I mean, that probably won't matter if you're trying to make that map look good, but it bugs me that it's there. Oh yeah, and you can just get rid of existing water blocks if you need to, for some reason. But yeah, that's that. Got saplings and pumpkins in as well. Haven't actually put these in the map yet. I might actually make them. No, that's not it. There we go. Ah, yes. Right, this is another thing I wanted to talk about. At the moment, these things are set to the same block type as flowers and grass, so that's why they sway around. Really, we don't want that, so I'm going to be adding another field to the block index that basically says, instead of just setting a type, you actually set, oh, basically we'll just set these to a different type that says they don't animate, but there's still these cross-section blocks. So yeah, then you can do stuff with them without them animating if you want. But yeah, that's all that. And this week's mob of the week is Woolpy. It's like a Pokemon style name for a sheep, I take it. So yeah, very little health, damage and speed, lives in grassland, bites you. I don't imagine sheep actually bite. I think they're more like charge you and trip you up. But yeah, these things will, by default, they'll be passive, so they won't attack you on sight or anything like that, and they'll be pretty hard to anger. And and you can shore them for sheep. Shore them? Shorn, shore, shear them for wool. Yeah. Hold on, don't want him. How do I go back? There we go. So yeah, actually he is different from the other mobs. I think everyone else. Oh no. Yeah, I just thought he was different because he had his legs on the bottom of the body. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. You can have these things set up however you like. And he has quite ominous glowing eyes there. Doesn't really make sense. But yeah, that's the Whoopee. So that's the end of this week's devblog. One thing I did actually forget to mention is that the game saves and loads now. So I actually need to make that sort of semi-asynchronous so that the game will save while you're actually editing the world. So it'll have like a little symbol saying saving, and you know, you don't quit the game if that's saving. And yeah, so next I actually had like a massive list of things to do this week, and I've hardly done any of them. Done like 2. So yeah, I've still got quite a few things to do, like pre-launch map settings. So that's saying like when you want to start a map, whether you want it to be a planet, what sort of size you want it to be, whether it should be tileable and stuff like that. Character and texture pack selectors, character skin and texture pack selectors in the main menu. And I've got the tree modeler down here. Still, that might not be next week, I don't think, even though I'd like it to be. And some more stuff for the menu. Okay, so I haven't got that much. I don't know, I'll probably come up with a load more other things because I always want to do something big and graphical. So we'll see, I don't actually know. So thanks for watching this video, and goodbye.